In the school district that I work in, we have a lot of these Dell Latitude series laptop computers. These laptops are part of a Special Education Assistance Program, short form SEA. Any child who has a learning disability, who struggles with writing, sounding out words, spelling, anything like that, would be given one of these special education laptops. These laptops would have anything from word prediction programs, spell checking programs, trying to think. Anything that would help the child progress and get their work done in a timely manner. This laptop here is no longer commissioned by the board, so it's pretty much up for the taking. But usually when these computers are decommissioned, they are put in storage until a certain length of time, and then the board decides whether or not to recycle them or to sell them off. This laptop ended up at Value Village, a thrift store in my city that I live in, and it wasn't supposed to end up there. It was actually supposed to end up either in recycling or to be sold off. I don't know how this one ended up at a thrift store. I paid $20 whopping for this machine. It says it's for parts only. I couldn't resist. I had to buy it because I've always liked this style laptop. There's something about them. This computer is pretty much gutted. There's no hard drive. The door is missing along with the tray that the hard drive sits in. Luckily this one doesn't require a special connector, so all I'd have to do is slide a hard drive in and you're good to go. The optical drive's missing. It seems like every time when these computers are donated, either the person donating them guts them or the store does. And it's missing a battery. And it didn't come with a charger. But other than that though, this laptop, I know for a fact it has hardly seen any use, because this laptop would have also come with a docking station. Depending on which classroom teacher you had, you would be forced to keep your laptop on a docking station, and that's where it would live for the rest of its life. This computer apparently was in one of those situations where it was never removed from a docking station. So this $20 find just got even better. Not only do I have the laptop, that's better. So I also have the laptop and the docking station. But that's not all. Not only do I have the laptop and the docking station, I also got the monitor. All of that for 20 bucks. Now can you see why I couldn't resist? Luckily the monitor came with the original adapter, because it takes this funny connector on the back, almost like, the Dell charger, but the pin in the middle is slightly fatter. The only thing that didn't come with this machine was the original mouse and keyboard, but I think I can scrounge one up. The docking station, however, has seen better days. It's pretty scuffed up and scratched. I'm surprised that the laptop doesn't even have a mark on it. But, oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, that's not pretty. But when you're in a school district with a classroom full of children, anything can happen. So, I don't know if the docking station works. Gonna have to find that out, because hell, I don't even know if the laptop works. These docking stations, in order to use them, you need to have a 90-watt power supply. If you don't have the 90-watt power supply, and if you attempt to turn the computer on, you will get a message on the screen saying that you need to plug in the proper supply in order to use it. And then it will tell you to undock the computer, and then you have to use only the computer and not the station. So, let's take a look at this docking station. What ports does it have? I'm going to have to use two hands here. On the right side you have your headphone jack, kind of a unusual spot to put one. And then you have your USB external drive connector. On the back you have 3 USB ports. You have your digital audio port, 2 PS2 ports, mouse and keyboard, serial port, printer port, VGA port, DVI port, S-video out, modem, Ethernet, and power supply. On the top here you have your power button, your save to undock button, and then eject button. On the left hand side you have your lock switch with the Kensington lock option. You also have the option to adjust the length on which this thing would slide. So if I gotta love my camera work. There. So you could slide it forward and backwards. Yeah, so if you wanted to, you could use this without the whole docking station. This gives you extra ports. So yeah, you could use this two ways. The whole thing itself or just this. I would prefer to have the whole thing because it's just nice to have a bigger screen on the top. Cool. Alright, let's take a look at that monitor. Yeah, okay. Well, right off the bat, this monitor's no good because if you can see that faint image, yeah, the backlight's burned out, or either that or the inverter board's not working, or even a capacitor might be bad. So this monitor's going to need to be disassembled or junked. Back to the laptop. Now let's see if this sucker works. Alright, so it's plugged in. We're gonna see if it turns on. I don't even know if there's RAM in it, but we'll see. And there's no RAM. Alright then, well, let's start tearing into this thing and throw some RAM in it. I'm ready. Okay, so we have a 1 GB stick in there. Let's see what happens. Oh, cool. We have life. That's nice. Well, now that we know that the laptop works, we can start rebuilding it. Okay. Okay, so I clearly didn't plug in the right power adapter. I plugged in an older one. Please connect a Dell 65 watt AC adapter or higher for best system operation to resolve this issue. Okay, whatever. Good. So now that we've confirmed that, let's check to see if the BIOS has a password on it. Sorry about that, my battery died on me. Had to plug it in. Okay, let's take a look. Oh wait, hold on. Yep, it has a password on it, son of a bitch. Oh well. I can easily get rid of that with a special secret code. Okay, so I'm now going to teach you how to unlock the BIOS. Now, this is pretty easy. All you have to do is follow the instructions that I'm telling you. Now, this will only work on the machine with the ending number 595B. So, keep that in mind. So, the first thing we need to do is we need to go to the unlock option. Press enter. Now you need to type in PPTOBHZ1. Next thing you need to do is hold down the left control key, and then tap enter twice. There, now it's unlocked. Next thing you need to do is you need to go down to admin password. It says that there's a password set. So what you need to do, you need to press enter, and it will say enter the current password. Type in PPTOBHZ1. Press enter, and then it will ask you to enter the new password. Press enter again if you don't want anything in there. Press enter again. No password is set. So, the machine is now unlocked, and now I can do whatever the hell I want. Now I'm going to exit. Okay. We're going to turn it off. Turn it back on. And go to the BIOS menu again. And we're going to see if there's a password set. And there's none. And that's how you unlock a Dell Latitude D520. Cool. So now that I know that this computer is now clear of administrative passwords and does turn on and function, luckily I've held on to so many parts over the years that I have a brand new battery. It's missing the foot for some reason. I don't even think it's charged. Oh, look, it is charged. Okay, wow, okay. I didn't get this that long ago, so anyway. And we have a DVD-ROM CD rewritable drive. Good enough. Now, it's not the same color because it's a aftermarket battery, but it will have to do. The one thing I couldn't find is the original cover with the hard drive tray. So I'm going to have to throw in a hard drive and put something in between it to keep it from sliding around. So until I can bring myself to not be cheap, I'm going to just throw this in and just wedge a piece of wrapper between the drive, because I really don't want to order an expensive cover off of eBay. They charge way too much, and it costs too much to ship it here because they all come from China or the States, and right now I really don't want to have to pay ridiculous shipping fees. So I'm just going to put this bubblegum wrapper in between. There. Now it's not going to fall out. Next, I'm going to install the operating system. I'm going to skip through all that, and yeah, just not really interested in repeating the process. You've seen one Windows installation, you've seen them all. Yeah, so it is running Windows 7. I haven't put Windows 10 on it yet, but I will. Okay, battery's actually taking a charge. It's at 94%. Doesn't want to give me the time though. Whatever. Yep, loads the internet page, no problem. Yep, everything's working. Let's hear the sound on this thing. I want to... The last laptop that I worked on was that Acer Aspire 5315. That thing had the most horrendous speakers on it. They were so cheap. I really don't like the sound of tinny laptop speakers. It just drives me out of my fucking mind. So, but then again, budget laptop. But let's see how our school board really does with their special education equipment. I want to know what the speaker quality's like. Sounds pretty good so far. Pretty good. Yeah, that's what I would expect out of a laptop like this. So we have a genuine Intel Centrino Duo. It's a T2300 running at 1.66 gigahertz. The other one says 1.67. So it has 2 gigabytes of RAM. It's running a 32-bit operating system of Windows 7 Professional Service Pack 1, and it is activated. Now this is an installation that I had just done, so it's I'm surprised that all the drivers are working. I didn't have to download any of them. Yep, they're all there. No issues. I did put an 80 gig hard drive in here because I figured, for the time period it seems right. It's not like this computer is going to be used for anything major. So I figured an 80 gigabyte hard drive would do. And yeah, so after I'm gonna have to install Windows 10. Well, it's about 2 o'clock in the morning and we're still plugging away at this thing. It's finished the Windows 10 installation. Now this is what ticks me off about this whole thing. Let me choose my default apps. Okay, so this is basically upgrading from Windows 7. So my default app would have been Google Chrome. Yeah, it was Google Chrome. Windows Photo and Fax Viewer. Windows Media Player. And I think that's about it. So when I do this, when I click let me choose my own default apps, I uncheck Groove, Photos, Microsoft Edge, Movies and TV. Go to Next. And then after that, I go into the default settings, and it did not leave my default settings to Windows Media Player, Google Chrome, and whatnot. So it just, it asks you if you want to change your defaults, but it doesn't actually do it. Oh boy. And this camera is really pissing me off. Like, I mean, Jesus Christ, it just keeps blurring up on me. I really don't like this camera. Yep, that's what it's all about, people. This annoying setup screen with the flashing blue. You can definitely tell that Bill Gates was obsessed with the color blue. It's just, it mocks you. It mocks your very soul. What's ever left of it, though. But, But anyway, he has such a huge obsession with blue that he has to make every operating system the color blue. And I hate these stupid messages. We got some new features to get excited about. It seems like each time when you start the system up, it runs faster every time. Or not. It made me a liar. Ah, you bastard. Okay, so let's see if it has set my default apps. Settings, system, and default apps. Music player is Groove, photo viewer is Photos, video player is Movies and TV, and web browser is Microsoft Edge. So even if you uncheck those customizable options for your default apps, it doesn't fucking listen to you. It just ignores you like you're a piece of shit. Photos should be Windows Photo Viewer. That was my default app. Music, Windows Media Player. Yeah. So I don't know why it can't seem to remember 4 things. But that's Windows 10 for you. Let's see if the internet's working. It doesn't appear to be connected, so meh. Let's connect to my network. Bugger, okay. It looks like I'm going to have to update the wireless driver because this is the second time it's done this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Device Manager, and I'm going to go down to Network Adapters, uninstall the wireless adapter, and then reinstall it. And then hopefully I should get internet connection back. What a pain in the petted ass. Okay, come on. Okay, connect. It's gonna... There we go. Now it's working. This is the second time it's done that, and it's really starting to piss me off. So yeah, I do have to update the driver. The graphics driver is working fine on here, so there's no issue with that. I think I might throw 3 gigabytes of RAM in just because I can. And yeah, let's take a look at the weather. Yep, that loaded pretty quick. I ended up finding the original keyboard that went with this docking station. And not only that, the mouse. Now, I'm going to show you that this computer was definitely used on this docking station for most of its life. Look at that keyboard. Look at the reflection from that light. This keyboard has seen some heavy use, but surprisingly the characters on it are still legible, like they're not worn off yet. Enter key's not too bad. Spacebar is definitely got some shine and some scratching going on. Same with the ASDFG keys. So you can probably imagine how excited I was when I found this. Here you can get a better look at that shine. The mouse, however, I don't think is original because the wear marks on the keyboard do not correspond with the mouse. There's just a little bit of wear on the left button, but it doesn't really pick up that well on camera. So I think this is probably a backup mouse. It's probably not original, but who cares? It's a complete set now, aside from the monitor, because the monitor turned out to be faulty. and whatnot. I also got the docking station working too. I was digging around through my power supplies and I ended up digging up this cross universal power adapter. So now I can change the voltage all the way up to about 20 volts. And we'll see how that does. Maybe crank it up a little bit more. Okay, let's connect it to the docking station and see what happens. I actually haven't done this yet, so I'm kind of nervous to find out whether or not if this works. So it's going to go in sleep mode. Okay, good. Oh, yep, okay, it worked. Cool. Now, the amount of desk room that I have here is pathetic. I have so much junk on it. There. That looks official. Cool. You look at that. And of course the damn wireless kicked off again. Ugh. It's so fucking annoying. Whatever. Okay, so the mouse works. Cool. Yeah, there's something up with the wireless driver because it's just giving me such a hard time. Yeah, if any of you ever run into this problem and find out that when you put your computer to sleep mode, or if you turn it off and turn it back on and it won't connect, try uninstalling the wireless driver first and then reinstall it. And then try to go online and find a better driver. And if that doesn't work, then install a new wireless card, because this is very annoying when it does that. There we go. Now it's working again. This is the only problem that I've found with this computer so far. Aside from it missing a cover door, that's not really a problem, it's just a cosmetic thing, but yeah, this is really nice. So yeah, if you ever want these docking stations to work, and if you're too cheap to buy a Dell charger, which they're overpriced anyway, just get a universal one with the different bit end on it, and yeah, it will work. So let's go to YouTube, see how this does. Check out the video playback. It's pretty quick, you know. Like I'm very, very happy to see that. Wonder how. Yeah, it's a little jumpy in some areas. Yeah, so it's currently playing in 720p. Let's try 1080p and see what that does. Yeah, it doesn't really like 1080p. Yeah, it's not really digging that. So, if you're ever going to watch any videos on this computer, keep in mind that since it is an older machine, 720p videos are your best bet. So, don't try to watch anything in 1080p, because it's just not going to work for you. But, yeah. So, let's see what happens if I try to undock it. I wonder if it still works with Windows 10. So I'm going to press the Safe to Undock button. Okay, I guess it's safe to undock. Yep, there it goes. It works just fine. Cool.